This is paradise. Well, not exactly, it's actually California, a natural paradise and aesthetics with ancient forests, rugged coastal shores, and towering mountains. But in geography, demographics, and economics, California is something completely different. It's a massive state, stretching across 160,000 square miles from the Pacific Northwest down into the Sonoran Desert and northern Mexico. And this is Paradise Valley, a wealthy desert mountain town located in Maricopa County, the most influential area in all of Arizona. At first glance, Paradise Valley may look like just another wealthy little suburb of Scottsdale with just 12,000 residents. But Paradise Valley is fast becoming the Beverly Hills of Arizona, with a price tag that's off the table for even most millionaires. As Paradise Valley has already become the top target of many ultra-wealthy Californians fleeing the actual Beverly Hills and other California resort cities, as they have become increasingly frustrated with the mess they helped create there. But it isn't just Arizona. Recent reports showed several states, not named California, becoming the primary home of America's richest families, as wealthy Americans are increasingly choosing places like Jackson Hole, Aspen, and Paradise Valley over California. A state of decline. So after countless decades of endless growth, something happened. California has started posting losses, losing 500,000 residents since just 2021. Honestly, a lot of people have always left California. It's just that even more had always moved in. But people aren't all that's leaving California anyway, as hundreds of businesses, including 11 Fortune 1000 companies, have left the Golden State since 2020. The several outright negative quarters since early 2020 have been particularly concerning. Of course, California is nothing if it isn't complicated, so despite those negative trends, the state reached an all-time high GSP of $4 trillion last year. So the sky isn't quite falling, in economic statistics at least, for the world's 9th largest economy. But its contemporaries in Florida, Arizona, and Texas are pulling away, as even small losses have a strong impact for the 38-some-odd million people that live there, a number that, by the way, includes 186 billionaires and 1.1 million millionaires. The new California. While we hear a lot about this new California, the state really isn't much different than it's always been. A state that works too well for some and doesn't for everyone else. In fact, when California's economy reached new highs last year, it simultaneously posted the nation's highest unemployment rate, as Hollywood, Silicon Valley, and venture capital have always seemed to get the most out of California's economy, with companies like Google, Apple, Facebook, and Netflix leading their industries in wealth and prosperity. While your average Californian stumbles through garbage on their way to work, far too many hours by the way, just to pay a small fortune for an even smaller apartment in a city with terrible traffic and worsening public safety. Because most Californians aren't living in the opulence of places like Malibu, Beverly Hills, or San Marino. No, with a median household income of $84,000 and a statewide median home price of $850,000, the economics of California can no longer support a healthy middle class. Who broke California? Wealth inequality isn't unique to California, it's a growing concern for all U.S. states, as this notion of a strong American middle class has disappeared, giving rise to new levels of inequality. But there are layers to inequality and economic strain, and California, being top 5 in cost of living, housing, taxation, and stratification, is uniquely difficult for the people that keep it running. But I think the real question here is, who turned America's golden opportunity into a place where 40% of the population is looking to leave? Or to put it another way, how did California go from being a literal gold mine in 1848 to being the most moved-to state of the 20th century, to ushering in the rise of early tech giants like Apple, Atari, and Oracle in the 70s, to pretty much creating the dot-com era of the 90s and remaining the epicenter of modern tech throughout the 2000s, with Tesla, Facebook, Twitter, and Uber all starting there, just to lose several of those foundational businesses, push out legacy industries, and whittle away its own middle class? A lot of it comes from California embracing the problems it created. The rise of big tech and venture capital helped push the financialization and globalization of industries that had historically generated real wealth for Americans and Californians, automating away good jobs while turning consumers into products and making everything cheaper to create somewhere else, leaving little space for an American dream to ever come true, as affordability is the defining issue of California's failure. It's not that California used to be a bargain, it's just that $180,000 homes in 1998 are a completely different ballpark from $860,000 homes today. In a state where residents just keep waiting for this promised wave of affordable new housing, while real-world construction on new multifamily housing hit a recent 10-year low as permits for new housing continue to decline there. With far more complications for new home ownership than just about anywhere else in the United States, as California's marketplace heavily favors present homeowners, with complex codes and land use regulations that keep housing stocks low and prices high. Especially for a state where labor shortages have severely impacted the construction industry, not because people don't want to work, but because low pay for hard work makes little sense in a place as expensive as California. As the shrinking middle class continues to decline, while very wealthy residents find that other states can increasingly offer better options at lower prices, and even well-established businesses look elsewhere for more incentives and lower employment costs.